everyone, welcome to my channel. So in the last video we have seen like what is variable, okay, and how to declare a variable and how to initialize a variable in the program. And today let's see how to receive the value for the variable from the user, okay, and after loading it the value into the container, and then we are going to take the value and we are going to just display into the output. Okay, so what I have to go, I have to be like declaring a header file, including header file hash include stdio.h. After that we'll just go to the definition of main function. In that I'm going to declare a variable as integer. I'll just declare int a. Okay, I have only one variable which is of type integer. Okay, for integer you have to use only int, not integer. Okay, int is nothing but it's a keyword. Okay, you have to use always small case int. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the value from the user. Once the user gives the value, and I'm going to take that value and load it into the variable called a. Once you declare a variable a, what happens? So in the CPU we have a memory space of 4 bytes. Okay, 4 bytes of memory is created. 4 bytes of memory is created because a is of integer, right? So int takes the 4 bytes of memory. So here a space of 4 bytes is allocated for a. Okay, I can just have it like this. Okay, so this is of 4 bytes where we'll be having 32 bits. Okay, like this you put a line for 32 bits. Always only zeros and ones will be loaded here. Okay, 32 bits of memory will be given to a. It has been like now the memory of that is allocated to a variable. Okay, now the variable is empty. Okay, no value is loaded in a. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the value from the end user and I'm going to load that value into a. Okay, I just ask the user, okay, enter any integer value. Okay, whatever you just type this, it will be printed on the output screen. Okay, so the user will know that they have to give any integer value. Okay, once they have given that value, I have to take that and I have to give into the corresponding address, exactly like a postmaster. Okay, for that I'll be using a function called scan function, scanf. Okay, scan is nothing but read the input value from the user. Printf is nothing but to display the output on the output screen. That you have to always remember. Okay, again for this also we'll be using a format specifier because I'm going to take up a value for an integer variable, only one integer variable, so I'm giving %d. Okay, and then comma. As I told you, scanf is nothing but it is like working like a postmaster. So postmaster will not work without an address. Okay, so once it just get the letter from the user and it has to go to the corresponding address. Okay, for that address we'll give ampersand. Ampersand a. Ampersand a is nothing but the scanf, whatever the value it is given by the user, it takes the value and go to the address of a where your address has been stored, where your a has been stored. For example, just think that your address is, okay, 4 bytes of memory. Okay, in this case I'll be having 4 bytes. So this is 1 byte, 2 byte, 3 byte. Okay, starting address is like, for example, 100 now. This is 100 and this is 104, like that. Okay, now I'll be giving an a completely this space. Out of this total memory, this boxed space is given to a. So the address of a is 100. Okay, it goes to the address of A and just gives the value over there. Okay, always scanf you have to treat it as a postmaster, so where you have to think always address. And now what I am going to do, after scanning and loading the value into A, now the value has been loaded after receiving the user input. I am just loading into the variable A. Whatever the value is given by the user, that value goes into A. Okay, then we know how to get the value from the A and just print into the function. Okay, so the same which we have been completed in the last video, the value of A is, you have to give %d to take up the value from the A, and you have to give A. In printf you should not give ampersand, only in the scanf, because it is going to scan the input and it just find the address of the variable and just go load the value into the variable. But printf will just take the value and print it, that's it. Okay, directly go to A and just print the value. Okay, so this is what happening. So as scanf you have to give the address, and printf you should not give the address. Okay, so now it be asking for an integer value to be printed. So once it is getting the sentence, I'll be giving some value. Okay, so now it is asking for a sentence. Okay, enter any integer value. So I'll be entering some value 8. Okay, I'm just entering like that. Once 8 is given by the end user, okay, that value goes to the address. My address of A is 100, so the value of 8, it is going here and it is loading. So 8, it will not go like decimal. Okay, it will just go like a binary digit, like zeros and ones. Okay, once you learn the computer architecture, you come to know that how the binary digits are getting stored. But as of now, I'll just tell you how the decimal digit is loading into the variable. Okay, now it is like this scanf function takes up this value and finding the address of A, and just go to the address of A and just giving that value here. Okay, this executed now. Now it is going to this sentence, printing the value. Once I give enter, okay, now this sentence is executing. So printf the value of A is, okay, after the 8 is loaded here, the value of A is, okay, whatever the value inside the A, that is printing over here. Okay, the same way you can just add one more variable B, and you can just ask enter the value of A and enter the value of B. Enter value of A and B, like this. Okay, and then you can just again what you have to do, you have to do a to specifier without giving any space, to format specifier followed by ampersand A and ampersand B. The order is very important. Whatever the value you given bus first will be loading into the A, second value will load into the B. If you are changing the order like B and A, what happens, whatever the value you are giving first will load into B and second will load into A. Okay, the order is very important. Okay, so I'll just give A and B here. But if you're using two variables, you have to use two format specifier without giving space in scanf. Scanf you should not write anything, okay, the value of, because it is not going to print it. It is going to find the address and it is going to load it. If my A is of float, then I have to give F. Okay, if for example, if my container or the variable A and B, they are the float type now, then the format specifier has to change into %f. Okay, again this is %f. Okay, if it is int, we have to give %d. If it is float, we have to give %f. And if you are giving a character, then it should be %c. This you have to always be very cautious with that. Okay, format specifier is very important to take up input and to print the output. Okay, I'll just change back to int. Okay, so I'll just change this again to d, %d for integer, and I'll give 2 because I'm giving two variables here, and I'm just giving, okay, the value of A is this one and B is this one. So A comma B. Now we can execute and see what happens. So they will be asking for the value of A and B. So once you just get the sentences, you have to give two values. One is for A, the other is for B. Okay. Let's wait for the output. Yeah, we got the line to ask for the output. I'll give 3 for A and 4 for B. You can just give like that and see that the value of A is 3, the value of B is 4. Because whatever value you have entered first, it goes to the value A because I've given this A is first, right? And this 4 will goes to B. Okay, now we got the output. Okay, I hope you understood like how to declare the variable, how to get the user input, how to print that user input back into the output screen. Thank you. Happy learning.